A little closer. Hello, welcome to Sis. Let's talk about it. Episode 3. Sis, while I'm waiting, I have my special guest here.
Hi.
Domonique P, aka Pill. Period. And she's gonna tell us about her journey. So first and foremost, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
She a little nervous, y'all.
Leave it alone.
She a little nervous, but I keep telling her, like, her story is amazing. It's young girls out there who need to hear that side. You know? They don't want to keep hearing about how you gave it up and you had to stop. They want to hear about how you ain't getting nothing, period. None. So, where you want to start? You want to start with questions? You got an intro? She's real structured, y'all. Y'all know I'm not too structured, so. You want to answer my questions? Okay. So, first and foremost, what are you? So, like, are you celibate, abstaining?
Abstinent.
So, like, ever. Waiting till
marriage.
Okay. And I know everybody like, well, why? So, what's your why?
Personally, my why, I grew up, my mom had me at 15. That's the first thing. So, for my story, it was growing up, coming up in a household where my family had a lot of young pregnancies, like young teenage pregnancies. So my family, to make us like avoid that, they had us no dating. That was a no dating rule in my household.
Okay.
It was just
Daddy
like,
don't play
at first
that.
It was weird. It was just like, okay, I'm just doing this because y'all are saying no to dating, no to sex. Okay. But for me, my personal journey as far as abstaining from sex, like, I want to say began when I was about like 21, when I kind of like realized it for myself, like, this is what I want to do.
21, adulthood. So how did that come about? Like, was there a conversation?
It was just through my relationship with Christ. Like, I started finding Christ for myself, like, at that point, because again, I grew up in a household, we were in church our whole life, so it's like, okay, let's go to church. I know God, but I didn't know him for myself. So when I started to like know him for myself, through that intimacy and that relationship with him, the decision became really personal.
And, you know, that must be hard. Like, I got the other story, y'all. I got the other side.
And it is. But it is a day-by-day grace walk.
I was a praying thought turned into a celibate person. Delivered, you know. So that must be hard. Like, have you ever been, like, tempted?
Yes. I have been tempted before.
And how did you say no? Like,
conviction of the Holy Spirit.
Conviction of
yes,
the Holy
and again,
Spirit.
That goes back to like intimacy with the Father. It's like, sis, you didn't wait this long for this. Like, you know, this isn't my best for you.
And you were how old, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 27 years old.
27 years old, y'all. That is a blessing. That is amazing. Like,
grace of God.
So it is still possible.
It's possible.
Even in this generation, this decade, it is possible.
And a lot of times it's like shunned upon because it's not the norm of society. Like, oh, wait until marriage. Like, even on my journey, people have always said, like, you're what? You're waiting for what? Like, why? Like, what makes you want to do that? Like, oh, that's no fun. Like, you know, it's always been judged. Like, I've never really had, you know, to the place where people were just like, oh, okay, like, wow, like, I understand, like, what you're doing. It was just, like, a shunned upon thing. So I've been really, like, silent about the whole thing until now. Like, now it's like I'm finding the freedom to be me and to release, like, the testimony now.
That's
so
good.
It's liberating.
And y'all, I know Domonique personally. Like, this is, like, one of my faves. And it took her like a step of faith to get up here, to talk about this, to open up and to be vulnerable to a camera, to the world, to Facebook Live. And she know I be like, this is an international vlog. Like, it's gonna go everywhere. But I pray, you know, it touches that young lady who's, you know, been pressured, who's being pressured. That's how I ended up. I was peer pressured. Everybody in my crew was doing it.
And peer pressure is like real. Like, on this journey, it doesn't matter if you are a teenager or an adult. Like, the peer pressure is real. And that's why I think it's important to, like, watch who you have around you. Yep. Like, watch the company that you keep. You need people around you who are going to support and motivate you and encourage you on the journey. Like, people who are going to hold you accountable. Right. Not just people who are going to, like, pull you away from the goal that you have in mind.
So, yes, have people.
And I found that made a difference. When I shifted to people who were more like, wow, like, you know, and supportive of it, it helped me to be more open with it, but it also keeps me accountable and keeps me focused. Like, okay, this is what you're doing. Like, this is for me and God, like, you know, but having that accountability is important. Mm-hmm. And also it's encouraging to others because they see that you can do it. So they'll know that they can do it. Like, when I learned that this is just not about me, like, God revealed that to me. Like, this is about breaking a cycle off of my family of teenage pregnancies and like broken marriages, like not knowing your identity and settling for less. So this is not about me. This is about the generations to come behind me. It's all about breaking that cycle.
Yes. And that's what, you know, that's why God led me to do the vlog. People need to hear these things, you know, and they need to hear it from somebody who has credibility. And your girl got credibility. So, like, oh, I'm so blown away, y'all. I know y'all like, oh, she real calm tonight. Because this is like a serious topic. And, you know, I'm trying to balance out that wild personality and serious topics. Because I really want y'all to grasp this information. I really want you to go out and I really want you to get it. And I want you to spread the awareness, spread the word. Yes. Don't be like me. I was 14. I started early. Because of peer pressure, and that opened a door for me that I couldn't get out of for the last 10 years of my life. Mm-hmm. So I want you to hear this. This could save you so much drama, so much tears, pain, all kinds of stuff. So hear it, get it, share it. They starting early. I work in the elementary school. They starting earlier and earlier.
Children too, and it's like they're 10, they're 11 having these conversations. So it's like being in my shoes is kind of like, okay, I have an open avenue to explain these things to you and kind of help you stay on track. So yes, it's good
because the role models we have now is they telling our babies, you know, sell it for a check, get a pair of red bottoms. No, you're worth more than that. Your body is worth way more than a pair of Louis Vuittons.
And that's another thing I've learned, like, on this journey. It's like, I learned that I didn't know who I was. Like, I wasn't fully secure in my identity and who I was in Christ. Like, I didn't know who I was at all. Like, and I was trying to settle for whatever was comfortable. Like, it's like I was trying to fill a void inside of me. And even in the midst of this journey, like when you tell someone like, oh, I'm waiting for marriage, and then they run the other way on you. Girl. So it's like, oh man, like, you know, so you still keep trying like with different people, like you just like, okay, yeah. But one day thinking that you'll be enough for them. So it's like along this journey, like I've learned a lot about myself. And I want to say like a lot within these last few years, like God has been just revealing my identity. So it's good because it helps you stay sober minded and, you know, find yourself. Like you really begin to focus on other things other than sex, other than trying to jump relationship to relationship or just, you know, having your legs open to everybody. Like you'll find yourself because you have other things to focus on. Right. Like and that's find your identity, find your purpose, find your worth. And once you find all that, like find God, like get real serious about your relationship with Christ. Like I'm telling you, and it will make a whole lot of difference. Like you will know, like not to settle for anything less than God's best, because you'll just trust that the Father like has you and that He knows. Like it says He will give you the desires of your heart. Like you seek Him, all the other stuff will come.
Everything will come. And I'm trying to tell y'all, you can see so much clearer when your legs closed. It's so much clearer. Like seek God, like she was saying, to become your whole self. Every time I laid down, that person got up with a piece of me. Yeah. I was losing myself, trying to please Him, trying to keep Him, not knowing what I was doing. Like, but when you close them things, when them yam shop closed, I seen so much clear. God started speaking to me. Mm-hmm. Things started accelerating in my life. I wasn't worried about no man. So if you in my DMs and you ain't got to reply, I'm not worried about you. I'm trying to get my life together. You know, if it's meant to be, it'll be. But if it ain't, goodbye. Come correct or stay where you at. Period. And if you ain't trying to pursue me kingdomly, that's dead.
The right way. There's a quote, and it says, like, a woman's heart should be so lost in God that a man will have to seek him in order to find her. And when I say I hold near and dear to that quote, I hold near and dear to it. Like, God has my attention, and God, you stare his attention to me.
Yes. Ain't nothing like a God-fearing man. Now, them musicians that be playing, yeah, we gonna talk about the musicians, because those be the ones, the little drummer boy, don't forget the piano player. They be trying it. You be like, dang, you was just playing I Will Exalt, and now you trying to exalt me. We coming for y'all. Everybody. Don't try to represent God and not have the right intentions, because he gonna expose you.
He will. He definitely
Exposure.
He definitely will.
2020, he ain't playing with us. My pastor said, get right. It's time to be saved. So, 2020 vision. But this was a fan question, y'all. It said, what would you do if you got married and the sex wasn't good? But then I was like, wait, how you know what good is? It's gonna be good to you. Yeah, you ain't got nothing to compare it to.
You have no comparison, like, for it. But also with that, it's like just knowing your relationship with Christ and knowing, like, Ephesians 3:20 tells us that he'll exceed, like, everything that you can ask, think, or imagine. So it's like you finding that my Father knows me, so my Father knows what to send me. So you trust him. You don't have to test drive. Like, my Father knows me and he knows what to send me. The wait will be worth it. Okay,
you ain't got to test drive. Just drive it off the lot. Like, hello, somebody. It would be so much worth it. God, listen. Look at here.
Like, he's not gonna punish me for waiting now.
He better not.
He's not.
He better not. We ain't even
my papa.
All right. Because I'm about to go left. Let's bring it back. Because I'm about to go real. She said just drive it off the lot. But, y'all trying to keep us up because she always be playing.
I'm trying to be serious today.
This is a good one. Does what you listen to and what you watch affect your ability to remain pure?
My God. Yes. Guard your gates, okay? Guard your gates. Your eyes, your ears, like, all of it. Guard it. Your music, your books, what you watch, the people in your ears. Guard your gates, okay? If you are a person who is easily tempted by the wrong song coming on, please just guard your gates.
So
okay?
we can't read Zane.
I would not recommend that. And that's just in all honesty. Like, if you know that that's something that's gonna lead you off your path, no. Guard your gates. Okay.
What about, like, City Girls, Megan Thee Stallion? Guard your gates. That's a no.
Guarding your gates is very important.
That's a no for me.
So for me, it's like a lot of stuff that you know can even lead to
even TV shows.
That's true, and I don't watch a lot of TV now.
Even TV shows. I was watching Greenleaf, and that's a churchy show, but it got a little hot. I was like, whoa.
Yeah. And you gotta think, society that we live in, it's like they're promoting sex now. So heavy. So
they promoting
you gotta
they
really have to be
normalizing
on your guard.
Like, whoo.
Guard your gates.
Guard your gates.
It's important.
Very, very important. Like, even the exposure to your kids is very important. If the song flipping it, dipping it, and reversing it, cut it off. Cut it off. They're going to go to school and talking about flipping it, dipping, and reversing it. And somebody is going to take that and show them what flipping it, dipping it, and reversing is. Because what you teach your kids, other people don't teach their kids. Other children know a little more, and all they need to do is ask that one question, and they finna open the gates of glory for them.
And the enemy knows, like, he knows that we're flesh. Our flesh is weak. He knows that, like, he knows where to attack us in our weak points. So he's like, okay, I got your mind. I got your eyes, I got your ears.
And if he can get your mind
into one of those gates, baby, like, he got you.
If he get your mind, he can get your body.
Yeah.
And that goes for any
and
age
even with
group.
him, like, having your mind, like, he can have your mind focused on all, like, the wrong things and the wrong people. Like, oh, I'm waiting, but that's not society's norm. He'll have you comparing yourself to thinking that you're not good enough, to thinking that you're not making the right decisions, to thinking that something's wrong with you. He will literally use any tactic he can to get you off of this path. So you really have to guard your gates. And again, like I said, accountability is very important. Like, finding that community and that safe space, like, where people will encourage you, motivate you, and push you on this journey is very important. And for me, that has been a big piece of the puzzle.
Because like I said, I was peer pressure and I was hanging with the wrong crew. And we all was doing it. It was no. It was the yes, girl, go. What you need? Let me get this limousine for you. I got a little extra in the bathroom. It was like a go thing. It was no. You need those people who are going to tell you, no, that's not right. That's not it, sis. Mm-hmm. That's why I love that post that say, celibacy will protect you from STDs. Yeah. Not sexually transmitted diseases, but sexually transmitted demons. That is so true. Sex is more than just a physical exchange. Yeah. It's a spiritual exchange. That's where soul ties begin. You find yourself doing things you wouldn't do.
Yeah,
hard to break. You texting him 4 or 5 times a day. You wouldn't do that. But you're connected so much more now. I know people be like, it's just sex. It's not just sex. It's so much more that goes with that. And like I said, piece by piece, people are taking you. You're losing yourself every time you lay down. And you may not think you are, but just watch your habits. Mm-hmm. Watch how you act afterwards. Watch how just things begin to play out. And like I said, you can see so much clearer. You can see people's intentions, their motives, what they want from you. Like, even on this journey for me, I started last year, had a little hiccup, I ain't gonna lie, got back on, but out of the people I've encountered that had, impure motives, I was able to fish them out. You don't want anything from me. Like, there's nothing for us to do. Don't even say anything sexual to me. No.
Yeah. And like taking sex off the table will definitely weed them out, because that has been like my journey. Like,
and they be fine.
You mentioned that and they run.
Girl. And they be so fine. Back in my day, I probably would have gave them every piece of me. But thank God for deliverance. Thank God for deliverance, y'all. And, closing my legs, God starting to reveal things. Like, where it came from, where it stemmed from. Like, I was a fatherless child, filling them voids. And we think it does not affect us. It affected me. I was trying to find love from a man in different ways. And it didn't work. I was going from man to man to man to man. Oh, he displays security. Oh, he's a comforter. Oh, he's all these things I wanted in somebody. So I would give them whatever it took to keep them. Losing myself.
And then a lot of times we settle, like, even when they aren't, like, God's best or what we know that's right for us.
Girl.
Like, we'll just, okay.
Red flags all through the board, and we just ignore them.
Yeah.
All because we want that certain.
And we're trying to fill that void, but we ignore to go to find the root of what that void is. Like, one, and then we also have to understand that there's a God-sized void in all of us that only God can fill.
Right.
Like, not sex, not a friend, not a family member, not a job, not money, just anything. God. Like, none of it.
Just God. That
when you don't have that devotion and that intimacy with Christ, like, that plays a big part. Like, a big part for me. Like, I know personally, like, my journey with Christ, like I said, I started, like, to get into my relationship with Christ myself when I was about around 21, because then it became more than just going to church for my family. So even this decision became personal, and what I did was journaled along the way, like, me and God. So now I look back at my journals, I see the progress, I see the growth, I see where he's been healing, I see the things that he's been trying to, like, pour into me along the way. So it's like, I've been growing with Christ. I've been growing emotionally. I've been growing in my like identity and my worth. Like, and now it's like I know me more. So I know now what God wants for me, and then the things that He's placed inside of me to want from a man myself. So I don't have to settle for less than.
Yes, and that goes back to knowing your worth. Knowing your worth. If you have small children, speak life into them. So they don't have to go out into the world and the world speaks.
They need the affirmation.
They need it. Tell them they're beautiful. Tell them they're pretty. Tell them they are, smart. Tell them they're all these great things. So it's not foreign when they hear it from somebody else. And then they get stuck in that trap. Tell your babies.
Like,
speak.
He told me.
Yeah.
Oh, he said I was cute. If you hear that at home first, then you won't be
hear
surprised by it.
Like even if you're in a one-parent household, you can still speak life into your children. Have those conversations. Talk about sex. It's been swept under the rug for so long. Yeah. They say don't do it. How do I not do it? Yeah. Why am I not doing it? Give them instructions. Yeah. It's so easy to say just don't do something without telling. Like, okay, well, how am I not supposed to do it?
Yeah, and I think for me that was like a big thing. Like, it was just always don't do this because I did this. I had you at 15. Right. Or, our family is known for teenage pregnancy, so you better not. Like, so it was just like kind of like the fear of my family. It wasn't like, oh, reverence to God and what He wants for us. It was just like, oh no, I can't go out here and slip up and get pregnant. So that's very important. Like, let them know why. Like, I don't feel like I was made to know like why. It was just like a fear in you. You better not go out here and do this. So that is very important. And just like even with that, like, don't be afraid to talk to them about it. Like, don't make it a subject that you can't talk about, because then that will like hinder them from talking about it. Like for me personally, like I said, like this was not a big topic in my household. So even along this journey, I've been very like silent about it. And it's like, I'm 27 years old and I'm just now being comfortable with saying like,
say it, girl.
Yes, I am 27 and I am a virgin and I am waiting for marriage. Like,
but you doing it. You doing it. So yes, have the conversation. What was I about to say? I forgot. Oh, like, and when you get tempted, what should you do? They say, pray to God. Okay, well, He ain't answering me yet. So what do I do now? And, I think that's why a lot of people, turn to pornography and, masturbation and, things of this nature because they don't know what to do. Yeah. Like, give me instruction.
Help me.
Help me. Please.
No, what not to do. Okay.
So
show me how to maneuver through this.
Okay. So just to wrap it up, what advice would you give, any woman of any age that wants to wait, who is currently waiting, what would you tell them?
1, to find contentment in whatever season God has you in. Whether it be your single season, whether you are dating, whether you are courting someone. Like, be content with wherever you are. Don't compare yourself to your friends. Don't listen to your family forcing you like, oh, you ain't got a man yet. No, be content with where God has you. 2, devotion, your intimacy with Christ. Make that time for devotion with Christ. Like, I'm telling you, it will change your life. It will help you along this journey, because the more intimate you are with Him, the less you have time to be distracted by other things.
Yes.
Accountability. I know I've said it quite a few times. Find your accountability circle, okay? Find your people. Find your tribe. You need them, okay? Security. Find security in yourself. Learning who you are in Christ. And if you don't know who you are, that's fine. Ask God to reveal you to you. That is something that I personally asked God myself. Like, I was like, I really don't know like who I am. God, reveal me to me. And let me tell y'all, He's been blowing
will blow
mine. Like, blowing it. And I'm like, I'm that. That's me. Like, what?
She is me.
Listen, He will blow your mind. Surrender to the process. Like, surrender it. Like, when you're ready to do this, like completely all in, like surrender to it. It won't be easy, but when you just release it to God, and trust him, he will help you along the journey. You can't say, I want to do this and fight him, because then you got that battle there and that don't work. So just surrender it to him for real. Like, God, I give this to you. Like, even if you are on the journey of abstinence, even if you are on the journey of celibacy, like, if you want to renew that vow to God, like, be okay with that. Like, for myself, I know that at one point it felt like I was just after the ring. So I have this ring on my hand that I went and bought myself in 2017 to renew a vow with God. Like, God, I've been focused on all of the wrong things along this journey. Like, I've been waiting, yes, but I haven't been waiting well. I've been waiting, but I've been distracted by running behind this person, trying to make myself feel loved, trying to make myself feel like I'm enough, trying to be accepted, like trying to fit society's norms, like hiding the fact that this is my reality. So I went and bought a ring for myself, and I promised God, like, this is my renewed vow to you. Like, I am waiting until marriage, but this time I'm going to wait well. I am going to focus on you. I am going to focus on my identity. I want you to reveal me to me. I want you to show me my purpose. And I want you to lead my husband to me. Like, I'm not just dating to be dating. Like, you lead my husband to me.
Date
okay?
with a purpose.
I don't know man unless he my husband.
And trust the process.
Yeah, trust it.
Trust the process of getting to know you.
Mm-hmm.
You are your greatest project in life.
It's mind blowing. It is a mind blowing experience. Like, it may start off slow, but let me tell y'all, it is mind blowing. And again, guard your gates. God. Watch what you are watching. Watch what you are listening to.
Your circle.
Watch your circle. Get you some people that are for you and for your journey. Not people who are going to shun what you're doing and pull you away from your decision.
So, that's it? All right. Awesome. One more. Oh, go ahead.
Again, for the people who feel like they need to be mute about this topic, or feel like that this topic is kind of like, oh no, this is not society's norm, I don't want to talk about it. Be free in telling your story. Own your story. Someone needs to hear it. It's not about you. Sometimes we have to come out of ourselves and understand that it is for the people behind us. There's a generation waiting on you and waiting on your story and waiting on what's in your mouth. Use your voice. Be bold, be brave, be you, and own your story.
Yes. And I think, I'm not even going to say mine tonight. I think that was enough. So, once again, we'd like to thank Domonique for coming out. If you have any questions, I know this can be a very sensitive topic, please send them to me. She will be glad to answer them. I will be glad. If you're on a celibacy walk and you need help, send them to me. I will help you the best that I can.
And I also have Brianna tag or like put the links to some of the YouTube channels that I follow along this journey, because that was another thing that played a part that I forgot to mention. Like, I watched a lot of like people on this journey, the couples that were doing their courtship and they were waiting until marriage to have sex. That helped me a whole lot. Let me tell you again, what's going in your gates, it helped a whole lot. So I have her just link a few of those channels like down below for you to follow and go, get your whole life. Like I got mine, because I still watch and follow. Okay, this is a day-by-day process.
Yes. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. We love you. Good night. Talk Tuesday. Hang in there, sis, while you're waiting.